First, let's talk about the other story we're following this morning. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission wants NASA to postpone its demonstration until after tomorrow, when a meeting the Commission has called with the political players is set to take place. In a letter to NASA, IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati says NASA principals should attend the sitting at the Bomas of Kenya tomorrow and air its grievances before it goes to the streets, which is today. Now, NASA had earlier said that it will not attend the meeting because the IEBC had already taken position on the issues it wants addressed, as Andrew Cheng reports.
Angela.
NASA is tomorrow set to begin protests against officials in the IEBC it claims contributed to the nullification of the presidential election, while investigations into the conduct of the officials have begun through a multi-agency team comprising of police officers, prosecutors and the EACC. NASA wants more.
There must be full accountability for the August 8th election. In this regard, we demand that all the IEBC officers now under investigations must step aside or be suspended, as the case may be.
They say the demonstrations will be peaceful and the protesters will not engage in any violence or storm IEBC.
Tomorrow's demonstrations and actions are not meant to be a confrontation with anybody. We shall be exercising our constitutional right to demonstrate, to show displeasure, to picket, and to do whatever the law and the Constitution allows, and show the country and the world that we do not want to follow into the matrix of doing the same thing the same way and expecting different results.
But the Commission has urged NASA to rethink its plans, at least until the meeting, which has been scheduled for Wednesday, takes place. In a letter to NASA, IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati urges the opposition to attend the meeting at Bomas of Kenya and air its grievances there. But the opposition's mind appears made up. It says in the invitation letter, IEBC had already taken strong positions on the issues. In the letter, IEBC says that the time remaining for the fresh election to be held is too short to get another supplier of the gadgets to be used to identify voters and transmit results. Apart from the staff it wants to resign, NASA has a problem with the supplier of the kits, Saffron Mofo, which it says should be investigated before it is allowed to be a part of the fresh election.
We would not be where we are if their technology worked as it should have.
NASA has also taken up a new enemy, mobile service provider Safaricom, which it says contributed to the failures of the August 8th election. While it has declined to give specific allegations against the company, it says it will present its evidence in court.
They are in complicity of the conspiracy to convolute the elections, which they successfully did. And we are going to, in the course of time, give you a detailed statement of the acts and omissions of Safaricom that substantially contributed to the mess in which our election ended up.
The challenge for NASA, especially coming from their opponents, has been to ensure that the protests from tomorrow are peaceful, but the president has not been so. In the process that led to the removal of the former IEBC commissioners, lives were lost, people were injured, and every Monday all the NASA leaders were tear-gassed in Nairobi. Andrew Ochieng, NTV.
And of course, Andrew Cheng is staying with that story. We find him this morning at the Anniversary Towers. That's the IEBC headquarters. He joins us live to speak to us about what's happening. Andrew, good morning. This morning, I noticed there's quite a number of policemen around the IEBC. We haven't seen the demonstrators, but we're in studio. Tell us what's happening outside.
Well, thank you, Ken. Here at the Anniversary Towers, of course, there is a huge contingent of police officers from all departments, really. On to my right here, there are some who are seated just outside the Commission's offices, outside the Anniversary Towers. Inside, there are the anti-riot police, of course, with the tear gas canisters and of course with the shields ready for any eventualities. But remember, yesterday NASA said that they were not planning to come and storm IEBC offices. They said that that was not their intention. They said that they were just planning to have peaceful protests all in the streets of Nairobi. So we are waiting to see whether there will be any confrontations here. I remember Moses Wetangula just in that story saying that they do not intend to have any confrontations with anybody, but of course the police are not taking anything to chance. They are here ready for any eventuality, and with their tear gas canisters and of course with their shields just ready for anything that may happen should the demonstrations come this way. But we have also been informed that the NASA principals will be having a press conference in about 30 minutes from now, so we will be heading there to listen to what they have to say and whether they are willing to renegotiate and whether they're willing to change their plans. Remember, IEBC wrote to them yesterday urging them to put off the protests for at least another day until the meeting is held tomorrow, so that if they have any of these grievances can be aired during that meeting, which will be held at the Bomas of Kenya. Ken?
Demonstration was organized from last week, and we're still not sure what NASA is going to say, but from what you're seeing, does it look like there's a crowd that is forming around the IEBC?
Sorry, Ken, I didn't get that.
All right, the question is, we know that this demonstration was announced last week. In fact, when they said it, they said there will be storming to remove the IEBC officials, and we know NASA has a press conference, but are you seeing any crowd forming around the IEBC, or everyone is keeping off?
Well, there has been no crowds, of course, here. It is just the police and, of course, the journalists, many local and international who have gathered here. No crowds yet. In fact, earlier on, we were trying to talk to some sources within NASA, trying to find out where the protests would begin from, where they would be marching from as they head to the town, to the CBD, and in any other places where they will be demonstrating. But no one yet confirmed to us where the marches will be and how the demonstration will be proceeding. So far, there have been no crowds here, no gatherings here, just the police and the journalists who have gathered here.
All right. Andrew Cheng, thank you very much. We'll be checking back with you even as you head to NASA. I think it's either